Pokemon Stadium 2 for the Nintendo 64 system. The second game in the West to bring Pokemon into the third dimension, but it's not quite in the way that everyone was expecting. Keeping the RPG adventure into the handhelds, Game Freak and developer HAL Labs decided to put the focus squarely on battling Pokemon for the Nintendo 64 iterations, a decision which brought a fair amount of criticism from the fans, myself included. However, once you get past mourning the amazing 3D Pokemon adventure that could have been, you'll find a lengthy and challenging game which rises above both its console predecessors and progenies. So let's get into it. When I first saw Pokemon Stadium 2, I was absolutely amazed. The Nintendo 64, the 3D Pokemon models, animations, lighting and particle effects all look amazing. All 251 Pokemon are in the game, and each has a number of unique animations. This really helps to give each and every Pokemon its own personality and flair in a way that the Game Boy game simply couldn't. The menus are also very nice, featuring some great artwork in the style of the Generation 1 and 2 games, which is my personal favourite style for the series. Sadly, the presentation isn't quite perfect. Whilst many of the battle arenas look great, some do feel a bit empty and lazy and use 2D textures instead of 3D objects. It's a similar case with the music. All the actual music tracks are great, being remixes of tunes from across all the Game Boy games. However, the sound quality of the music is sometimes a bit lacking. When you compare it to contemporary games like Ocarina of Time, Mario 64 or Banjo-Kazooie, the quality just doesn't quite hold up. Everything sounds a bit too MIDI. These are minor complaints though. However, any mistakes the audio may have made are redeemed by its excellent sound effects. There are two things of particular note, Pokemon and the announcer. From what I understand, Pokemon Stadium 2 is just about the only time in the history of 3D Pokemon games that the Pokemon sound effects were re-recorded specially for the game. That is, they weren't just upscaled from the Game Boy sound effects, they were recorded brand new. And boy does this show through. I consider Pokemon Stadium 2 to have the best Pokemon sounds in the entire series of games, Game Boy or 3D. The other important thing to note is the announcer. Ted Lewis, from the English dub of the Pokemon anime, lends his voice talents to Pokemon for the third time on the N64, and frankly it just wouldn't be the same game without him. Basically, the announcer provides sports-style commentary in every single battle. Whilst many of his lines are corny, I find that the announcer's commentary draws the player in more and makes the battles feel more impactful. That said, there are some people that really hate the announcer, and for those people, there is an option to turn them off completely. Pokemon battles. Like them? Well, that's what you're going to be spending most of your time doing in Pokemon Stadium 2. Battles play out exactly like they would in the Game Boy version, with a few improvements in the UI. For example, now you can bring up a description of each of your Pokemon's moves in the midst of battle. One of the things that I've always loved a bit in this game though is that you can choose rental Pokemon. Whilst their movesets may usually be a bit rubbish, and they aren't as strong as Pokemon you've trained, you essentially have 250 Pokemon at your fingertips all ready and trained up. If you just want to play some battles with your favourite Pokemon, you can do it without having to put in the hard yards, and that's pretty neat. However, if you want to use your Pokemon from the Game Boy games, you can do that too, through the magic of the N64 Transfer Pack, sold separately. Now, I don't really think I need to explain how Pokemon battles work, so we'll move on to the game modes. You see, there are lots of ways to battle in Pokemon Stadium 2. First off is the Stadium mode. Here there are 4 cups that the player must win. The Poké Cup, your standard Pokemon tournament, the Little Cup, which forces the player to use level 5 baby Pokemon, the Challenge Cup, where you are assigned a random group of level 50 Pokemon, and the Prime Cup, where all Pokemon are allowed to be used and you fight with level 100s. Then you've got the Gym Leader Castle, where you fight your way through the Johto and Kanto Gym Leaders and Elite Four, much like in the Game Boy games. Additionally, you've got a Battle Now mode, which sets up a completely randomised instant battle. For those that need to brush up on their Pokemon skills, you've got Earl's Pokemon Academy, where you can go to the library, take Pokemon quizzes, and complete battle tests. If you're new to Pokemon, this mode will teach you just about everything you could want to know and more. Just don't expect to have too much fun doing it. And finally, you've got Multiplayer Battle Mode, which allows you to battle your friends and offers a surprising amount of rule customization and the ability to select from any battle arena used within the entire game. Multiplayer also has Pokemon's first attempt at 4-way battles. Basically, it's a tag team mode. You've got 2 people to a team. Each person gets to choose 3 Pokemon. There's only ever 2 Pokemon on the field like normal, but you control your free Pokemon and your ally controls their free Pokemon. It's pretty basic and doesn't really allow everyone to play it at the same time, but it's a nice addition that can be a lot of fun with friends. So, you may ask, what else aside from battling is there to do in this game? Well, there are a few things. There's the minigame park, which contains 12 games, and some of them are really enjoyable, especially with up to 4 players. You probably won't play them for long, but you'll have fun whilst you do it. Then you've got Oak-Slide Laboratory, which makes use of the transfer pack by allowing you to organise your PC boxes and Pokemon on your Game Boy games, or store them on your Stadium 2 cartridge. Another neat mode is the My Room mode, which allows you to customise your room on your gold, silver or crystal cartridge in full 3D. You can also do Mystery Gift and get an item sent to your Gen 2 game once a day. Finally, you've got the Game Boy Tower, one of the best features packed into the game. For the use of the transfer pack, you can play any of the Pokemon Game Boy games on the full screen and in full colour. You can also unlock the ability to play the games at 2 and 3 times speed, eliminating much of the time it takes to grind or find specific Pokemon in the wild. This feature alone almost makes Pokemon Stadium 2 worth it in my opinion. In addition to all these modes, the game has 2 rounds. If you complete all the cups, the Gym Leader Castle, and defeat your rival, then you get to move on to round 2. Now you get to play through the entire game again, except with the difficulty cranked up to 20. And that brings me to my next point. There are 2 main issues with the gameplay in Pokemon Stadium 2. The first is that it can get repetitive, but considering you're doing exactly the same thing for most of the game, that's pretty much to be expected. The second problem, which is also the game's fatal flaw in my opinion, is the balance. This is one of the most unbalanced games in existence, period. The AI can switch from mind-numbingly stupid and easy to defeat, to a physics-bending demigod within the space of a couple of matches. You'll be amazed at the lucky breaks that the AI gets. For example, I've seen Safeguard and other moves which have very low chances of working more than once in a row, work 5 times in a row. 5 freaking times! And then round 2 makes things even worse. I've never 100% completed Pokemon Stadium 2, and I first played it 10 years ago. But look, sometimes hair-pulling difficulty aside, Pokemon Stadium 2 is a great addition to the N64 library, and in my opinion, the best 3D outing available for Pokemon fans. If you love Pokemon, have the Gen 1 and 2 games, and own an N64, I guarantee that you'll have fun with Pokemon Stadium 2 for a long time. Just make sure you also pick up a transfer pack.